Senator Mike Crapo joins us right now. By the way, he sits on that debt commission. We want to get to him on that. But, Senator, I do want to ask you about this tax debate and whether you think it's even going to be resolved in this lame duck session.
Well, Neil, it has to be resolved in this lame duck session, or you'll see taxes spring back up to incredible highs.
I know that. I know that, but I wonder,
Well, I have wondered about that over the past few months as well, because there are those here in Washington who want to see taxes go back up for everybody. And if Congress does not reach a resolution, then that's exactly what will happen. But I just don't see how this Congress can quit without extending the tax relief that's in place. The last thing that Americans will stand for right now is to see a tax increase when we've just gone through an election where the American public is telling us they want to see Congress control spending.
So you think in the end that whatever deal we would get would be extending them for everybody, if even on a temporary basis for the rich?
Yes, I think in the end we are going to have to extend all the tax relief and move forward with the agenda of the American people to try to downsize the American government.
Understood. Senator, you, as I said, sit on that deficit commission, and you indicated that you support its findings and recommendations, some of them pretty tough, and even with some of your conservative colleagues, too tough. Why did you come out in favor of them?
Well, first of all, there was a tremendous amount in this commission report that I do not like and would like to see removed. But we simply do not have the luxury of waiting. We cannot engage in gridlock any longer. And there was a tremendous amount of positive in the report. The reason I finally came down and said we've got to do something and we've got to start moving forward is because this report does focus on reducing spending far more than any other part of the equation and puts into place very solid caps for spending that will reduce our deficit significantly and actually stop our debt from growing to be 90 to 180% of GDP over the next 15 or 20 years and bring it back down on a glide path to go under 50% and hopefully reach about 40%. That spending restraint is critical. And the second thing I really liked about the bill, or the proposal, is that it engages us in a major way in reforming our tax code and helping us to get rates down again so that we can have a simpler, more fair, and more competitive tax code and hopefully start to stimulate our economy in the right way.
You've got a lot of the conservatives within the party and the tax cut movement, Grover Norquist among them, criticizing your decision. Senator, I'm sure you knew that would be coming. I know the argument for the tax hikes, and Rand Paul, your future colleague from Kentucky, had said he respects what you and your colleagues did, but he doesn't think you'll get past the notion that you've raised taxes. And I know you say, and I could see the wisdom of this, that for the tax hikes you see in there, there's an across-the-board cut and a simplification in all the tax income rates. But that isn't jiving with a lot of your colleagues. Do you worry that you've then instantly become the skunk at your own picnic?
Well, obviously, I do worry that this proposal may be characterized in a way that makes it look like it's a tax increase. But let's look at what it is. It is taking all of the credits and deductions above the line out of the tax code and replacing them with significantly reduced tax rates. The tax rates under this proposal, the highest tax rate could go down from 36% to 23%, and the lowest rate down to 8%. The fact is that the vast majority of the relief that is provided there is provided to the taxpayer, and a very small segment of it is being applied to deficit reduction, and that's being attacked as being a tax increase.
Well, are you surprised, Senator, that I looked at it too, very closely, as a matter of fact, and I saw the give and take there, and I saw the trade-offs, and net it did seem for most folks a net tax reducer, but it's falling on deaf ears.
Well, I am concerned that there are some who are not recognizing the opportunity that this gives us for tax reform. But we were able to get in just the last day or so an additional provision put in that provided that any dynamic increase in the economy, any revenue that comes from strengthening the economy, and I think most experts would tell you there will be a significant boost to the economy by having this kind of tax reform.
Right.
Any of that boost will be attributed to further rate reduction or further debt retirement or deficit reduction. That is going to help us to make it very clear
if it is so channeled. Very quickly, sir, then, what is your best guesstimate on the math here among your colleagues? We're pressed for time here, but you need 14. I think you're up to 9 of the 18 members. You think you're going to get the 14?
Well, in all honesty, it's very difficult to see how we get to 14. We're still trying to get those extra votes. We'll know tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
But even if we don't get to 14, I think that this proposal is something that should be seriously considered by the American people and by Congress. And I think that many in Congress, even those who might not vote for it on the commission, would recommend that it be brought forward for consideration.
Well, you're a gutsy guy, Senator. Yay or nay, I think what you did and what your colleagues did is to be commended, not blasted.
Thank you.
Senator Crapo, thank you very much. Good night.